Enter the excessive 1980s, a time of disco divas and MTV. This gave way to a bold new world of bright colored makeup. Big hair, shoulder pads, exaggerated makeup, and glitz personified a time where more was more. I created bold colors that prior to then were only seen on stage. Bold makeup was an essential aspect of the club scene, and then it hit the streets, looking like war paint, but ever so beautiful. These were my most popular colors of the 1980s. Hi, my Sennanistas, Eugenia Weston here, founder and creative director of SENNA Cosmetics. I am so excited to present to you my limited edition of my Decades palette. This is from the 1980s and it's called Vivid Excess. Going back to the 80s, I opened up my first makeup studio in Los Angeles, California. It was the first pro makeup artistry studio in California. And the 80s were a time of super excess. I've already prepped Kate's skin with foundation, used full-on lashes, and show-off lipstick is used as a stain instead of the intense way we would have applied it in the 80s. So in the 80s, we streaked our cheeks heavily with Pink Panic. This is a matte fuchsia color, and I'm telling you, we put it on everybody. Can you imagine that we use this as a blush? Even on housewives. But what I'm going to do to bring it into the new century is I'm going to be using Dusty Pink first, because we wanted to have a softer, more modern look. So I will be applying this on the cheek. Isn't that such a beautiful, look at how pretty that is. Then what I will do is I will take the Pink Panic and I'm going to use it for contour. So we're going to go under the cheekbone with a firm angle brush. I really like the way that looks. I think it's really fun. And there you have it. Colored contour in a new way. I'm also going to take Pink Panic and I'm going to fill in her eyebrows. We love colored brows. Isn't that fun? Oh, I really like the way that looks. So take the Pink Panic with the Brow Pro brush and fill in the front part of the brow. And it really connects with the lip color and it creates a balance. Fun, huh? I like that. There are so many options in this colorful palette because this colorful look was pretty extraordinary. It was what we went to the club, Studio 54, and all those great places in New York. This is the kind of makeup we used. So I'm going to be using Citron. You guys are going to have a lot of fun with this palette. These vivid pigments really blend on well and they last. Look up, I'm going to put a little bit underneath the front of the eye. We want this to be very, very intense. So I'm going to use, so it doesn't have any fallout, I'm going to use a stencil as a guide. And I'm going to put it right underneath the edge of her eye. Do you see that? I'm going to take the blue. We're going to put it on just like this, all over the eyelid. That will give me that really nice, sharp edge. Up. Whoa! Take a look. Pretty cool, huh? I love this look. You know, the 80s were the time when, you know, as I said, I opened up my first makeup studio and we just had so much fun with color. So place it right along the lower lash line, angling up, and take your ultramarine blue and go blend it out. This was a time of Helmut Newton, Studio 54, big hair, big shoulder pads. We really did ourselves up during this time. Okay, next, Ultramarine Purple. Oh, look at that, is that gorgeous? Oh, wow. I'm using the feather brush so I can get a real nice soft shading. These are my original colors from the 80s. These are not changed at all. This is what we used to use. This is the makeups that we used to do. We had so much fun with color. We will be applying ultraviolet, the light purple. These are all matte shades. So we're gonna use that right here up to the eyebrow. Oh, look at that. Is that, I'm excited. Now I wanna line her eyes using the ultramarine blue. And I'm gonna use our Transfix sealer with, I think I'm gonna use the precision angle brush. So I'm gonna put a couple drops. You can wet the ultramarine blue, and I'm gonna make a liner out of it. Just wet a little corner, don't wet the whole cake. Is that a gorgeous blue or what? Okay, now look up at the ceiling. I'm gonna just go really close to the lash line and paint on the ultramarine liner. Add a little more sealer. I'm even going to put a little bit in the waterline. Now the finishing touch is lining the eyes, and powdered liner is how we lined in the 80s. So I'm using Mars Black, and I want to show you how pigmented this black is. And actually Mars Black is has been in my collection for the last 40 years. Now that is black. Pretty good, huh? So we're going to take the precision angle brush, the Mars Black, just to give more intensity to the look, extending it. Just walk it along. There you have it. Let's go back to the 80s together and celebrate such a great time of exaggerated color, bold makeup looks. It's so much fun. And this palette will definitely bring out your inner artist.